I welcome you to my channel. My name is Adrian Vale. I am a travel philosopher. I am 58 years old, and in my videos we will discuss a variety of philosophical issues on completely different topics. You can also write your suggestions for discussion in the comments. I will try to take into account all your preferences. And now let's go directly to the video. Enjoy watching. Across multi-hospital studies, some people who were resuscitated later described details of the room while their hearts had stopped. Most accounts are subjective, a handful are surprising, and the interpretations are debated. Are these glimpses beyond or brain under stress? Tonight I'll weigh the best evidence for and against an afterlife. In one well-known research effort on cardiac arrest patients, a middle-aged man later reported specific sounds and actions during CPR. Staff said parts of his description matched what happened. Monitoring was limited and timing is uncertain, so it's not proof. But it's the kind of case that keeps the question alive. Afterlife can mean many things. Do we mean the survival of our personal identity, our memories, and our first-person point of view? Or something less personal, like dissolving into a wider consciousness? Before we ask, is there life after death, we should ask, what would count as me surviving? My body, my memories, my character, or the very continuity of this I that is aware right now? Lesions change the person. Damage to the frontal lobes can shift personality and judgment, change the brain, change the self. Anesthesia and deep sleep shut awareness off. When key networks go quiet, the light goes out, and we don't even feel time pass. Split brain surgery can divide functions of awareness between hemispheres. That suggests consciousness depends on the brain's organization. Neurostimulation can also trigger memories, visions, even out-of-body sensations. If we can induce them, that hints they're generated by neural processes. Stephen Hawking said, "I regard the brain as a computer, which will stop working when its components fail." And Carl Sagan cautioned, "Extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence." If this picture is right, when the brain stops, the person stops. Yet some findings keep the door from closing. Near-death experiences, NDEs. People often report peace, a tunnel or light, a life review, and sometimes details from the resuscitation room. Prospective studies like Pim van Lommel's The Lancet 2001 and Sam Parnia's AWARE projects have collected such accounts. Most are subjective. A few include details that participants say match events. Verification is difficult, and interpretations are debated. Intriguing, not conclusive. Terminal lucidity. In rare reports, people with severe dementia or brain injury regain clarity shortly before death. If verified at scale, this would complicate simple correlations between brain damage and the impossibility of coherent mind. For now, evidence is mainly case reports, mechanisms unknown. Past life memories in children. At the University of Virginia, Ian Stevenson and Jim Tucker documented thousands of cases where children recall specific details of other lives. Some details match records. Many can be explained by suggestion, cultural factors, or error. The overall dataset invites further study, but it does not amount to proof. Mystical-type experiences. William James wrote that our usual waking consciousness might be only one type among many. In clinical settings, psychedelic therapy has, for some, reduced fear of death. Not by proving an afterlife, but by changing how death is felt. None of this is decisive. But together, these lines of data suggest that our map of consciousness may be smaller than the territory. Suppose something continues. Is it you? The philosopher Parfit argued that what matters might be psychological continuity, your memories, intentions, and character, rather than a single metaphysical pearl. The copy problem. If a perfect copy of your brain state existed after death, would that be you, or a new person who only thinks he's you? Memory problem. If survival means memory retention, then severe amnesia challenges identity. If survival means the bare sense of I am, we need a deeper account of what that I is. Before we debate after, we should be clear about you. Physics preserves energy, not personal identity. When the body breaks down, the information pattern that is you appears to disperse. Quantum talk gets thrown around. But no accepted theory in physics explains how a personal viewpoint would persist after brain death. Panpsychism suggests consciousness may be fundamental, but it does not imply personal survival. Simulation arguments are interesting thought experiments, yet we lack evidence that a save file of you exists. Honesty matters. Science today has no widely accepted mechanism for a personal subject to persist beyond biological death. But absence of a known mechanism is not proof of impossibility. Socrates warned, "To fear death is to think oneself wise when one is not, to think one knows what one does not." Whether you lean skeptical or hopeful, uncertainty can sharpen how we live. Practical steps. Memento mori journaling. Once a week, write one paragraph about what you would do differently if life were shorter than you think. Service. Do one act each week that only benefits someone else. Meaning often follows responsibility. Attention hygiene. Protect 60 to 90 minutes a day from algorithmic pull. Walk, read, or reflect, so your values have room to speak. Marcus Aurelius advised, "You could leave life right now." Let that determine what you do and say and think. Where does this leave us? The case against afterlife is strong, where brain and mind track each other closely. The case for rests on anomalies, NDEs, terminal lucidity reports, children's memories, and on transformative experiences. These do not prove survival, but they press us to keep looking. A disciplined agnosticism seems wise. Demand good evidence, follow it wherever it leads, and live as if consciousness is a treasure whose value does not depend on its length. Is there life after death? May be inseparable from is there life before death? Attend to that second question with your whole being. If there is more after, you will be ready. If there is not, you will not have wasted a moment. If you want a follow-up, I'll examine the strongest NDE cases and the main skeptical critiques, side by side. Subscribe and tell me which case you want covered next. Thank you.